Okay, so let's get started, everyone. We are going to be starting off looking at how we can use visual support for your argument paper. So what we're hoping to accomplish here is to evaluate examples of visual argument and explain how they might be used in a sample argument. So we're going to be practicing that here today. Then you'll be taking what you've practiced and you'll be brainstorming and planning how you might use visual argument as support and where you might put that visual support in your own argument. So what are some examples of visuals used to support an argument? Have any of you come across good visuals while doing your research for your argument? What kind of visual, Kendi?
I actually have it in my class. I like impressions. I have like a pictures show and then actually explain a little bit about it.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a political cartoon?
Yes.
Okay, anyone else?
A TV show or a YouTube video clip.
Mm-hmm. Very good. That even adds another element beyond just a picture, which is still. Any other examples of good visual argument you've come across?
Christian.
What's that?
Christian.
Yes.
What you just said with regards to video clips, is it possible, how would you want to see it? Or let's say if we're submitting our final draft and I have something like that in my paper, how are you going to take a look at it, or it doesn't really matter? It's okay, it's just, we have to put the website or the citation underneath so you know where to look at.
What you would do, you would provide a citation. That was a good question. So then I can look at it and actually view it. And then also you would want to take the time in your paper to give a brief description of it so you can kind of put it into context. Instead of just saying, there is a video clip on YouTube that proves my point, and then you don't describe it, you would have to explain what is going on in that video clip a little bit. I know Tom is actually planning on using part of a movie that deals with his topic as one of his references. So he would need to do the same type of thing. And I know that you had indicated you were going to be looking at a couple documentaries as well. So that's how you would include something that's multimedia. So here's sort of a laundry list of different types of visuals you may come across. This list is mostly things that are 2D that aren't multimedia, but certainly something like a song or a YouTube clip or a documentary could also be included. Political cartoons we come across quite frequently. Diagrams, artworks, photographs. And then we get into some of the more technical things. So those of you that are writing about maybe a more technical topic will probably like to include some of these types of visuals: flowcharts, graphs, tables, charts. You may also find advertisements that deal with your issue that are very attention-grabbing as well and persuasive. And perhaps even a map might be useful depending upon your topic. Why should you include visual support for an argument? So you may be thinking, well, I'm writing this research paper. Isn't that enough? Shouldn't my words be good enough to get my point across and to be persuasive? Well, when you pair up your words with visuals, you're making your argument and you're making your claims even stronger. Images are immediate and concrete, as opposed to something that's written where your audience has to sit down and they have to focus on it and analyze it and sort of put some thought into constructing meaning from it. The image is there right away. Images also have powerful emotional appeal depending on your issue. If you were dealing with, say, obesity in America or childhood obesity, including images could be a way to make your argument much more concrete and to make it much more motivating for your audience. And thirdly, including visual support for your argument enhances your argument just by adding another dimension beyond words. Just further reinforces what you're saying. Most people are visual learners. We respond very strongly to visuals. And in today's society, we're constantly bombarded with all these visual messages. So we're accustomed to those things. So it's also an example of tailoring your argument further to your audience. So as you know, you are going to have to include at least one visual for your argument. So these are some guidelines to keep in mind for inclusion. They should function as support for your specific claim or subclaim. So not only are you just going to say, find a really good political cartoon dealing with immigration, you need to find a political cartoon that deals with your claim or your subclaim that you are making on immigration. So make sure that it is a good fit for your argument. You also want to provide a caption. Caption is that writing that appears under an image. You know, we usually see it in magazines and newspapers in particular. It should be a sentence or two that explains the image, if need be. It provides a link to the text. And then underneath that, you're going to have a works cited entry. It doesn't actually have to appear on your works cited page. If you cite it beneath as part of the caption, that is the way it is done. And in fact, I will show you later 2 sample arguments with images so you can see exactly how it's done. Okay, so what we are going to do now is take a look at a sample visual argument, which should look familiar. Remember this one? We discussed it dealing with immigration and what message was being sent. We talked about this image for probably a good 10 minutes, right? Something that started off as being very simple actually had a very complex message the longer we looked at it and talked about it. So first we'll be looking at this image again as a class and analyzing it, and then you will be doing it independently with a partner. So on the sheet you just got, there are 4 questions at the bottom. We're going to take a moment to analyze this image using questions 1 through 3. Question 1 says, what claim is being made by this image? What type of argument is being made? Think back to what we discussed.
Political.
It's definitely a type of political claim.
Immigration.
About immigration. Good. What if we were to put that in sentence form as an actual claim that might appear in an argument? Would this be a pro-immigration claim or an anti-immigration claim? Hi, how are you? Good. What do you think?
An anti-immigration claim.
Anti-immigration claim? Well, he's saying get out, but what happens after the immigrant gets out? So what is the message here that's being sent? If these immigrants get out and leave the country, what's going to happen to the country?
The economy will collapse.
Exactly. So is it an anti-immigration argument or pro? Okay. So you could probably word it something like, immigrants are an integral part of American society, or without immigrants, American society would collapse or be injured or fail. Okay? Let's look at the second question on this sheet. Does this image appear to logos, ethos, or pathos? Those are all some rhetorical appeals we've been looking at throughout the semester. What do you think? Well, let's look back at logos. Is this appealing to logic in some way? The rational mind? Not so much. Not so much. Okay, so thirdly, what are some argument topics that could use this image as support?
A pro-immigration topic.
Good. A pro-immigration topic? Definitely. Any other ideas? Might someone who's anti-immigration use this as a rebuttal? Bless you. Certainly. Someone who's examining maybe immigration reform might be able to use this as an image. Certainly anything probably to do with immigration, specifically in the United States, would find this useful. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to work with partners to analyze some images here. I found some images in our textbook. What you're going to do with your partner, I will assign you an image. If you could answer the same 3 questions that we did, and then on a piece of paper also complete number 4, because this is what you will need to do for your argument in your own paper. So this is good practice for you. So we'll just go around the room. These are from Perspectives, your main textbook. So let's see. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Hector, I think there's an odd number over here. If you guys could do the next one, please. Okay? If you need the text, just let me know. You can borrow mine. I don't know. If you want to join a group and make a 3, or I think there's odd.
You said them, so I wasn't sure if you were referring to.
Or if you two want to work together, it's up to you.
All right.
Or if you even want to do it by yourself, it's fine with me. What's this? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, if you would like to work with Hector, you can work with Hector, or you can come over and work with them. They had number 1.
I don't know.
It's up to you. Or if you want to pick one and do one by yourself.
Okay.
You know me. Here, if you want to take a look at some of them from the sheet, you're welcome.
Do we have to do it on paper, or it has to be on paper?
It's up to you. Really, it's what you would benefit most from. The only thing really is, number 4 is kind of practice for what you will have to do in your paper. So if you feel it would be helpful for you to actually write it down, then go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I would say, probably just one person can write. It's fine. I can't believe you are here. Congratulations. You look really good. How's the baby? What did you name her? Oh, I like that. That's nice. Congratulations. This lady here just had a baby last week, and she's here. Oh, this is a good one. I like this one.
Reservations.
Mm-hmm.
So where they can learn in their own language.
Exactly, exactly.
So the main point of this image is to support for college fund for the Indian tribes.
So really what they're providing here is they're providing not only higher education, but they're also allowing them to maintain their cultural identity. So it's sort of two benefits for them. If you support this fund here,
You can give education and then support the culture to survive.
exactly, exactly. Bless you.
So we're only doing number 4?
Well, you're going to do, let me back up. Right now, for this one, you're going to be answering 1, 2, and 3, the same way we did for that political cartoon,
Okay.
and also
And
number
then
4.
analyze and then come up with number 4. Okay.
Yeah, because number 4 is what you'll have to do for your own paper,
Okay.
so you can look at it as almost being practice.
All right.
How are you? Are you feeling better? Good, good.
So are we those or paper?
Yeah, I get you.
So
Which one did you have, the wall or the mountains? Yeah, that one is a really good one, because it's so simple, and then when you read the caption of what's going on, it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, oh. So you have the statistics.
Yeah, or
How's it going? Okay?
try.
What's that?
Say we just try.
Oh, sure. Well, this is practice. You know, you practice with this, so then when you're sitting at home and you're making your essay, you know how to do it, because you already did practice. So, say, this is easy. Right?
I saw your message this morning, so I came all the way
Oh.
out to the place for the traffic.
Oh,
But I made it good.
yeah. Yeah, I had to come a funny way, too.
I know.
That's okay.
Write 1 to 2 sentences under this image.
How's it coming? Okay?
That's logos and logo, ito and pathos. I think it's normal, right?
Well, for this one, if you look at it, the main focus is statistics and numbers and facts. So which does that appeal most to? Exactly, exactly. Yep, logos. Because some of them can be a mix, but I would say definitely something like this, where it's like a chart or a graph, would definitely be logos. Yeah.
it's like something that's
Credibility.
Yeah, quickly, so speak up.
So you're saying that it shows that global warming is
Yeah, because
I know the word global.
of course. Okay. So, are we including the vehicles? Too much pollution?
Or maybe right before that, there are a lot of charts. Let's see. The orange.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to use that one, different types of claims. Here, I don't want to lose your place.
Okay. Thanks.
Sure. Oh, yeah? Okay, good, good. Okay, can I take a look, please? Thank you. Toastmasters. We'll be moving on in about 5 minutes, okay?
I did not see it. Is it?
What are you looking for?
This one?
The actual image?
We're actually wondering if it's not from National Geographic.
Oh, you should be able to look at the maybe photo credits in the back of the book.
We saw full credits. It doesn't say?
No? It depends on how the image is copyrighted too.
749. Yeah, you're right. Flip Minden Pictures.
I don't know.
It's not National Geographic.
It does look like the type of picture they would have in National Geographic, maybe without the word problems on it.
Yeah.
It's probably just from sort of like open copyright images, you know, is my guess.
They might not have yeah. So we're doing
We can say this image proof that it flows. So there is impression.
Yeah, definitely credibility. I mean, because it's a national organization.
What about the logos?
Logos.
Understanding like a common sense.
The logic. Let's see what it says at the bottom. Well, I would say maybe the main appeal would probably be pathos, because it's emotional. You're focusing on the person's face. You know, you're looking at him as a person with a very simple explanation that's sort of emotional. And then as you read more down here, then it gets more into the other types of appeals, you know, because they are providing facts.
Information about the...
Exactly. They're telling you you can learn more about it if you call this number, which appeals to logos.
This person is this Indian identity.
Exactly. Exactly. And then they tell you the name of the organization, you know, so you know it's a national organization. Little Bighorn College. But this one is definitely interesting because it has different levels and layers to it, you know? And you guys have a sort of a advertisement too for a nonprofit. They also have a nonprofit advertisement.
When I see this, it's like advertising for their...
It kind of looks the same too. Guy in a red shirt, guy in a red shirt.
that looks sad. This looks happy.
I think the color red too, it catches your attention. And especially this one, Red Cross, you know, red shirt. Okay, I think one more minute, and then we can share some of these. You're looking at the sample arguments?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically the same information you would include in a caption. You just have like 1 or 2 sentences that explain it and link it to your argument. And then right after that, you have like the works cited information. And it's the same here too, although they don't give you the full sentence.
Yes, just to give a source.
A quick explanation.
That is explained here.
Exactly.
So we have choice, right? To use this way on the
I think so. Figuring out the citation.
I mean, I think the only part is like, and it just tells us the essay, but it doesn't really say, you know, like a photographer, or, you know, this was taken, you know, such and such date.
You know what you have to do for this? You have to flip to the back of the book. They have credits right here.
That makes it easier.
You should be able to look it up by maybe last name of the photographer. Does it say that?
We don't have the photographers.
Yeah, we don't have
names.
You said the article you about the essay on page.
AP.
132. I see it.
Yeah, it might take some digging around, but it should probably be in the back of the book, I'm guessing, somewhere, maybe in the index, if it's not in the credits section.
education for the
How's it going?
That's
Okay?
good. I say the claim for the cartoon is that the applicant is not prepared for the job. And it is logos and that because he lacks communication skill, is not fit to that job.
Absolutely.
And it's also it on that because he's not going to get the job, he's emotionally affected.
Definitely, definitely. It's a critique of the educational system. Instead of teaching the children skills, you're teaching the test.
Yeah.
So then, you know, you want the job, you don't have the skills.
Sure.
They weren't taught to you. So that's certainly something people would react negatively to. Definitely.
And the topic is, you know, high school and the real world job, I say.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this one's a good one because you see how it could appeal to lots of people. It could appeal if you're the boss because you won't be able to find qualified people to work for you. It could appeal to you if you are a student because you're not learning worthwhile things, you can't get a job. And it can appeal to you as a parent because you want your child to get a good education. So, you know, this is effective because it appeals to so many different kinds of people too. Yeah, and all the different levels too. This is a good one. Okay, would anyone like to share what you found about your image? This way we can see some examples of different types of images because some of you had photographs, some of you had advertisements, some of you had charts, so on and so forth. So if you could tell me what page, you don't necessarily have to come up. Page 68? Okay. So if you look on 68, we have an ad for the Red Cross, okay, nonprofit. It says you wouldn't recognize me in an elevator, but if you ever needed it, I would give you my blood. So what did you find out about this ad if you were going to use it as visual support?
It's a national organization, a non-profit organization, but it has a Red Cross, talking about Red Cross Society, where they serve one another, people, and those people also volunteer, and as you can see, the guy, he's wearing the red shirt, symbolizing the Red Cross, and it also has the website in it. The website, where you can go and find sources for the claim of this picture.
So what claim do you think the Red Cross was trying to make through this advertisement? Like, what was the purpose of their image here, of this smiling and friendly looking man?
Yeah, just like a pathos, emotional, because the guy is emotional, happy in the society. A very diverse, look like a diverse society, whereby different nationalities. The guy look like an Asian, and you have other people like Americans sitting in the same society.
So definitely a very positive promotion for volunteering and helping other people. Good. How about someone else like to share? Felicien?
Yes.
What?
184.
Okay, 184. Felicien and Dorcas had a very different type of support. They had this bar graph entitled Of Mixed Race, Most Common Multiracial Combinations Cited by Americans in 2005. And what did you and Dorcas find about this one, Felicien?
Yes, it's a plain of fact. The fact is that American population is a multiracial population. That's a fact. And this chart, this graph appeals to logos, but it's statistics. I have numbers from the census. And this graph may be used for topic as multiracism in America or a simple combination, racial combination in America. So any topic related to multiracism in America.
Very good, very good. Definitely, if your argument is one that includes lots of facts and statistics, often it's very helpful and useful for your audience, not only to list those in your writing, but to also provide a visual, which, as we saw, is more immediate and quicker and easier to understand for most of us than, you know, the same information given in sentence form would probably be a whole paragraph with a lot of numbers. It's a lot for most of us to digest. How about one more group like to share? Thank you. 170? Okay, political cartoon. It says, oranges hand-picked by U.S. workers, 3 for $20. And what did you find out about this political cartoon?
This is more like an immigration issue with regards to illegal immigrants who are being paid cheaper compared to U.S. citizens who are being paid more. And for whatever they do, they are being, they sell like the oranges that they pick. With a U.S. citizen, they charge 3 for $20, and if a non-illegal immigrant picks, probably will cost lower. I think it's based on cheap labor, one, with illegal immigrants, and it can also be used for immigration issues with regards to illegal immigrants in the United States.
Certainly. And what would you say this appeals to?
Both ethos and pathos. Because emotionally, they will get hurt. I believe that illegal immigrants work more than U.S. citizens when you go to the farm. Basically, most of them are being paid cheaper for their hard work, and those who are being paid more don't really do much on the field. So I believe emotionally, it's unacceptable, and it's quite disturbing for those who work hard to be paid lower, and for those who don't work that much to be paid more.
Good, very good. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take what we have just learned about using a visual as support. I would like for you to take out your outline that was due today, and I would like for you to indicate on your own outline where you might include visual as support for your argument. And you can just write it. You might change your mind later on. That's fine with me. But just sort of as a brainstorming, if you could indicate it, please. So you want to think about the types of argument, visual argument, and why you include them. And then look at your own argument and how it is structured, and think, okay, if I were to include a visual to support my argument, where might be the best place that I could put it? With which subclaim? Or perhaps you would put it in the conclusion to sort of show your argument, restate your main claim in a different way. So I would like for you to indicate at least 2 places you might put your visual, just as a brainstorming exercise. If you could write the type of visual you think you might use, like would you use a political cartoon? Would you use a graph or a chart? And why would you like to put it in that place? So for example, if I had an outline and I was going to use that political cartoon that was just shared with us about the 3 for $20 oranges on my paper with immigration policy, I might say I could use a political cartoon in the rebuttal section. It would add to my audience's understanding of my claim and maintain their attention through humor. Okay, so something similar to that. Where would you put it and why? And then I can collect your outlines from you.